Hello, Internet. Welcome back to our golf scenario playthrough of Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. In the last episode, we were continuing to move towards vehicle work, but we hit a dark patch of overnight, so we went out to harvest some electronics from a local store so that we could craft raise our electronic skill. We then came back to base, we did some crafting, pretty basic stuff, and then we started working on our vehicle. Again, we still don't have a hacksaw, but in a previous episode we discovered that we could harvest frames, so we began installing frames along the side of our vehicle. And that puts us back where we are now. Now, if we have a look at our vehicle, it's pretty hideous. The tile set makes it so it looks like the frames aren't even connected. And we still have an issue. We don't have a hacksaw, so what that means is we can't remove these quarter panels, which means our vehicle will never look right until we're able to take these quarter panels off. It's also an issue because we can't extend the interior of this vehicle. Like, these two tiles are dead tiles until we can remove those quarter panels. So we actually still can't do a lot of vehicle work without our hacksaw, which I know has been like the theme of the last 5 or 6 episodes. However, I did get a comment saying that the Swage die set, so basically we want to make a hacksaw, but in order to make a hacksaw, which we might even, okay, we do have the recipe without a book here. In order to make that, we have all of these tools except for the Swage and die set. And if we have a look, we don't actually have... Oh, we do! Okay, so we must have raised our fab skill to 5. So basically, I got a comment saying that... so previously... Previously, we looked at the Swage and die set, and we did not have the recipe. So I went to the item browser, and I looked, and it said it was only in particular books. So I immediately dismissed that because we don't have those books, and it's very hard to target a specific book. However, I got a comment saying that Swage and die set is auto-learned at Fabrication 5, which is true, and I did not even notice that when we were looking at the item browser, and that is because previously, so maybe I'm misremembering, but for a long time, I'm pretty sure that you could not have a recipe that was auto-learned and part of a book. It could only be one or the other. So I don't know if I'm misremembering things, but I feel really confident that for several years, you could not have a recipe both auto-learned and book-learned. So I'm thinking that is a recent-ish change, probably in the last year or so, and I just didn't notice it. But that's great. So we now have the ability to make a Swage and die set, which means we can make a hacksaw, which is just so good. It's just so good. We need a hacksaw because I want a pretty vehicle. I don't just want a vehicle. I want it to be just a thing of beauty, something that people marvel at and weep over when they see it. So we're going to make a Swage and die set. We are exhausted, by the way, actually. We shouldn't do this. We're extremely weary and we're tired, so we really need to sleep. This weary malice is just so god-awful. If we look at the extremely weary... Okay, so you've been blah, 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 blah. Following penalties are applied for the following activity levels. Now, remember, we are extremely weary, which means these percentages are even higher than they normally would be. And combat, for instance, is an extreme activity. So in order to make an attack, we actually are penalized by 10 times the amount that we normally would. So if we look at our inventory, Steel Spear takes 137 moves, which means that now it takes 1,370 moves to make an attack. Spoiler alert, that's 13 turns. So if we meleeed an enemy once, they would have an opportunity to hit us about 13 times. So that's that's bad, Internet. I don't know how familiar you are with percentages, but that's pretty terrible. And I actually don't have a problem with that. You know, I've complained previously about weariness. I think being extremely weary is it's totally fine to have those huge penalties. My only complaint has always been that I think lightly weary is too heavily penalized. I support weariness in general. I think it's a great system. I think it was implemented for a good reason. It's specifically to help the player, whether people see it that way or not. And being extremely weary, yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to fight someone if I had spent all day forging and my arms were tired and I was weak and pathetic and sleepy and fatigued and exhausted. Yeah, I don't think that would be the best thing for me to do. Oh, I'm going to sneeze, Internet. Oh, 2 sneezes. Oh, fantastic. Normally I only sneeze once. And I usually sneeze 3 times a day, and it's always one sneeze. I don't know why. Anyway, that saved us from sitting through us sleeping, so we get to cut that part out. You're welcome, Internet. We're going to eat some calorie-dense food. We want to keep our... we just want to eat more. We're not eating really enough, especially because we've been getting so weary. That is an indicator that we've been burning a lot of calories. And we already previously were getting messages about calorie intake. So really need to focus on high-calorie food. Pudding, 300 calories in a pudding. I don't eat pudding in real life. Bacon, obviously dense. Meat products in general. So we'll have for breakfast a couple smoked sausages. I was going to say lox, but I don't know. I don't think lox are a specific... I think they are a specific type of sausage. I don't think just generic smoked sausage counts as a lox. I think it has to be a specific thing. Anyway, let's make our swage and die set. I hear trucks outside, my dogs are barking, and I can hear my neighbors home. Super, super exciting. This will take, how many hours? 8 hours to make a swage and die set. So if you don't, so you should, it's hard to explain what a swage and die set is. Just Google it. It's actually a pretty complex little set of things that you, it would take you a long time to craft something like that from scratch. So I don't really have an issue with 8 hours. It's a lot of smaller, I mean, it's a swage and die set, lots of little die things. I'm not a metal working guy. I don't really know how to explain those things. I'm more interested in woodworking if I had to pick a particular type of craftsmanship type thing to be into. And honestly, I'm not that smart of a guy, so maybe I'm not even thinking of the right thing. I don't know. You can Google it. It's a little set of things. Anyway, make myself sound like an idiot on the internet. All right. So what do we talk about today? Oh, I was going to go to bed. We just woke up. It's dark. Can't do really anything. We could keep working on craft raising our electronics. Where'd that in-progress camera go? Oh, we were disassembling it? Let's finish that. I mean, no reason to not finish that. Disassemble. You can't see the craft. That makes sense. It is pitch black in here. I also would struggle to take a camera apart in the pitch black. All right. Take this apart. So what do we talk about today? I could get a random question. I've been listening to a book, an audiobook. So as we know, I have a lot of free time to listen to audiobooks and podcasts because I drive for a living. So I sit in my car for hours every day. Oh, and my brother has this neat thing that I can't believe I never bought one of these. It plugs into the car adapter and it broadcasts your phone to your car radio. So I've been wearing headphone or earbuds, like one earbud. Where I'm from, you're allowed to wear one earbud while you're driving. And I've been wearing earbuds for like years driving this route. And I just got this thing my brother has, and I ordered one for myself that now I don't have to wear an earbud. I can just put it through the car radio, and it's fantastic, and I love it. I also bought a vent mount for my cell phone. That way I don't have to... I can have a place to put my phone when I'm in the car. I don't have to touch it or anything while I'm driving. So, yeah, anyway, it's been great. Anyway, so I listen to a lot of YouTube and businessy podcast type things. I don't remember which of these we were making. Let's look at electronics. I think we were making alternators. And the main hindrance here was the lack of electronic scrap. How close are we to leveling electronics? 45%. Yeah, we can make an alternator or two. Let's make 2 of them. We have materials for 3. I think 2. Well, we'll go all 3. It's fine. We don't really need any of that for anything else. And the other materials we have plenty of at the moment. It really is just the electronic scrap that is the issue. Anyway, I've been turning my attention to business books now instead of just content creation stuff. I'm branching out into just understanding marketing and advertisement and pitches and things like that. So I'm listening to a book by Gary Vaynerchuk. Man, I'm just crackly voice today. Hopefully that's not super off-putting. Man, that really didn't raise our electronics, huh? That's pretty disappointing. I thought we would get a lot more percentage out of that because we don't have scrap. Okay, well, we probably have... Do we have more laptops? No. I don't know where those miscellaneous... It looks like they're on this pile still. Laptop. Maybe we took all the laptops apart. We may have. I think I see a TV there. No. What did I see? It looked like a TV. Or did it get sorted elsewhere? God, I hate when I don't know where things get sorted to. Because it's not fun to look for them. Oh, and it's too dark. We can't even see all of our tiles. See, I see the TV on this tile. What is this? And do you have electronics in you? Oh, I bet it's a microwave. Takes 45 minutes to disassemble. My goodness. We will try taking apart a microwave. I don't know what we're going to get. I bet it doesn't have electronic scrap in it, though. Anyway, listening to a book by Gary Vaynerchuk. Yes, stop. Ignore. Fantastic. Fantastic. I bet that's what happened previously, and that's why we didn't finish disassembling the camera. Gary Vaynerchuk, and he's talking about business, and he's talking about being, just what you can do for people. And he asked the question, he said, no matter what you're making, no matter what your content or product is, your number one question to your audience or to your client or whatever should be, what can I do for you? And that got me thinking a lot about YouTube, and I wanted to ask my audience. So at this point, we're about 10 minutes into the video. Most people still are still watching. Usually I get a pretty big chunk of people who leave in the beginning of the video, but not so much like nobody like it's not everyone, right? Like, so an example of maybe yesterday's video or the day before, probably at this point you're seeing this, it probably has like 110 views, maybe 80 to 110. So there are a decent number of people who are still watching this at the moment. And my question to you would be, what can I do for you? Like, I'm trying to think about it in the context of like providing value to people. And I think it's hard to explain what I bring to the table for people. I think a lot of people who are listening are just listening because like they probably liked, Cataclysm, or they still do, and they just came across me, and eventually they grew to like who I am as a person. But I don't know what the value is exactly on something like that. So I really don't know I don't know what people want from me. So I thought I would ask, if there's anything I can do for you, internet. Go down in the comments and give me an idea, because I have no idea. I don't know, this made more sense in my head, where I thought this would be like a good question. Man, I can't be using up my batteries to raise my electronics skill. Hot plate requires 6 steak knives. or as a metal component? Okay. The amplifier circuit, and it's the heating elements that are really going to kill us trying to make hot plates. We're 90% of the way to electronics 4, though. We just need a little bit more. I don't think this is going to give us 10%, though. Go ahead and make it. I don't think it is enough. Okay, so we made electronics 4. And that's important because we have a book that can take us from electronics 4 to electronics 6 or 8. Oh no, that was our mechanics book I was thinking of. Right. We were supposed to be raising mechanics so that we could put solar panels in. That's what we were doing. Oh, I'm so dumb. Internet. We can get to electronics 5. That's good. I guess we had this book the whole time, and I'm just an idiot. I should have been reading the book instead of craft raising. Oh, that hurts a little bit. We should be raising mechanics. That way we can go back and harvest those upgraded solar panels and have the skills to put them on our vehicle. So we should focus on that. Okay. So dumb. I should really have been more focused on that. Anyway, internet. I don't know. It made sense in my head when I was listening to the book. I was like, yeah, you should just ask your audience, what do they... One, what do they get out of these videos? Is it purely just you like Cataclysm, or is it me talking about my personal life? Is it, the fact that I'm the most handsome man in the world, and you just, take that on faith and you keep coming back for a pretty man? Like, I don't know what people get out of my content, and based on everything I know, people always say, like, that's the number one thing, is knowing what you can do for your audience. So I thought I would just ask. Maybe somebody has something of value that they want to share, or would like me to do, or something like that. So I don't know, internet, let me know what your take is. Why is my guy so unhappy? This book is boring. Gotcha. Okay. Eat some more. And I think we're out of meat products. I think we ate all our sausages. I thought we picked up a bunch of sausage. Looks like we did not. Do we have any more bacon? It's probably not healthy. No bacon. Okay. Do we have any canned chicken? Chicken. We don't. Man. Okay. So we don't have a lot of meat products. All right, so what's going to go bad? One day? No, but you're sealed. Yeah, skip the sealed stuff. What is this? In orange. Really not very calorie dense. Yeah, none of this is very calorie dense. I guess we could eat cheese. Cheese is apparently neutral on the health thing. And it's such a small literage, we can actually eat a lot of cheese before our belly would fill up. So I bet we could eat like 1,000 calories worth of cheese. Like, you'll see we're still not full. We've eaten 10 portions of cheese. So that's good. And then we'll have something. Do we have any... I mean, we can have another beer because we're in a bad mood. Do we have any soda? Something that has calories and quench to just get a little bit more calories in us. Some cream soda. Man, I haven't had cream soda in so long. That was one of our favorites when we were kids, and I just don't drink it anymore. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below if you have something I can do for you, really, regardless of what it is. I'm at least curious to see what people say, even if I can't actually do what you ask me to do. So yeah, let me know. Anyway, that's boring. Let's get a random question. I maybe shouldn't even have brought that up, although you shouldn't second guess yourself. I do that all the time. I second guess myself. I should just roll with it. Let's get a question, scroll, click. Oh, I can't read these. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry. I had it on my other monitor and I had scrolled out on my thing. So let's just scroll here. Click. Pitch yourself to a romantic partner. What are the pros and cons of being in a relationship with you? Ugh. Well, I was just talking about sales, I guess. So sell yourself. I'm moderately attractive. How would you pitch yourself to a romantic partner? So, like, I'm thinking... You remember... I don't know if this was a real thing. It had to have been a real thing. But back in the day, you would see on television a lot in sitcoms and cartoons and stuff. Like, I remember it being on The Simpsons, where people would record like a dating video where they just kind of are sitting there and they pitch themselves so that they'll send out the VHS tape and it gets passed around or sent to prospective partners or whatever, and they watch the tape and kind of get an idea of whether they would be interested or not. So I'm kind of picturing that, but I don't think I would be very good at that. We need a tool with hammering 3 or more. Do we not have a proper... Oh, I bet a regular hammer's not good enough. I bet hammering 3 is like a forge-specific hammer. Let's pick up a hammer here, have a look at it. So I don't know how I would pitch myself to someone. Where is it? Oh, it does have 3 hammering, so that's all we needed there. And we can make a hacksaw. This will take a long time, but again, hacksaw, very important. 21 hours of our life, man, spent on making a hacksaw. It requires blacksmithing and manual tooling. How are we doing with those? Blacksmithing is actually coming along. We've done a fair bit of blacksmithing. I would have expected this to be a lot higher than 27%, though. We did forge a steel spear. We forged tools that required blacksmithing that took tons of time. So I would have expected 27% to be a lot higher. What was the other one? Something about tooling. We don't have anything like that. Which is odd, because you would think... I guess I would need to know what tooling is specifically. What is tooling? Manual tooling. I wonder what that is. Because to me, tooling... I guess I don't know what that means, honestly. So, okay, that's fine. Let's just work on this. Get started. Use the plank. Don't waste your plastic. It's going to take a long time, and it's going to go even slower because of weariness and all that stuff. So we'll just craft until we get tired or starving or whatever. You're tiring out? Yeah, what else is new? We're very weary, of course. Despite having something in your stomach, you feel like you haven't eaten in days. Yeah, that is the exact messaging that we're concerned about. and is why we're trying to down so many calories, horking down so many calories. So if I eat from very hungry to satiated, it took about 10 portions of cheese. So that's 1,200 calories in us. Plus we can drink some soda on top of that to get another like 50 or 80 calories. That's still very low. We should be eating, man, you're not going to like this. We're going to go to bed, so we don't care if our character's miserable. So what we're going to do is eat this dog food because it has 450 calories in it. So right there's 900 calories. We got up to satisfied. So that's actually fewer calorie intake than if we had eaten the cheese. Drink some coconut milk, also very rich in calories. And yeah, I was concerned that would take us to full. And of course, we're extremely unhappy because we ate the dog food. I don't know if we can get some beverage in us as well. I hate going to bed thirsty, but let's try a swig of beer. Yeah, no, we're not going to be able to do it. Let's go back to crafting just for a little bit to wait for our fullness to go down a little. Then we will pop out and we'll have a drink and we'll go to bed here. So we'll have some more cream soda. Anyway, pitch yourself to a partner. I don't know. I'm not ugly. I'm decent looking. I am a very nice man. I think is probably my biggest selling point is that there are a lot of people in the world who I think that they're good people, but are actually not very good people. I'm actually a pretty good person. I let my morality dictate how I live my life. You know, it's very important to me to continue trying to fall asleep. To be a good person, I try really hard to interact with people in a very positive way. I am a bit of a downer, but ultimately when it comes to other people, I'm always trying to uplift and help people around me. I'm a very honest man. I'm a transparent man. So you never have to worry about me playing games. You don't have to worry about me cheating on you. You don't have to worry about anything like that. If I don't want to be with you, I would let you know. I wouldn't go out and cheat on you. If we were having relationship difficulties, I'm not the kind of person who pretends everything is okay. I'm not the kind of person who ignores those things. I'm someone who let's talk about it. You know, let's sit down, let's have a conversation. You know, if we care about each other, then we would work on it. You know, you don't just walk away or give up because things get hard. You don't cheat on someone because you're not happy in a relationship. You don't lie to someone. Like, I don't really lie to people at this point. You know, I might tell a white lie occasionally, but very rarely. I make a real point of not being like that and being a very honest and transparent person, which, if you watch my content, you know is true because I don't have a filter and I say pretty much whatever comes to my mind, oftentimes at a fault because it's maybe something I should keep to myself, but I just don't believe in lying or anything like that. I believe in being 100% transparent on just about everything. So, yeah, that's my pitch, I guess. I'm a homebody, you know. I'm not someone who, you know, if you're someone who's like super into going out to the club, that's not me. You know, I'm a much more chill person. I'd much rather sit at home, watch a movie with someone I care about, cuddled up on the couch. I like cooking, so you don't have to worry about, you know, somebody who, you know, doesn't cook or doesn't take care of, doesn't contribute. That's not me either. I do my best to, I'm not going to lie, I have some issues, like mental health issues. My depression in particular is something I struggle with on a daily basis, but honestly, I think that makes me a better person in a lot of ways because I actually confront those things instead of just letting them dominate me. I actually work on myself on a regular basis. So as hard as it is and as hard as it can be to live with depression, I think that the fact that I actually think about those things and try to confront them and be a better human, I think requires so much more strength and character than it does to, like, it's easy for people who have everything handed to them, who don't have problems. It's easy for them to go through life and just roll along, but people who struggle often tend to be the strongest people because they have to work at it. It doesn't come easy to them. It's the same reason that like people have a problem with like rich kids who just get handed money by their parents. It's because they had it handed to them, whereas someone like me who's very, that doesn't have money, if ever I got money, I would be handle it completely different than someone who was born with wealth, because I had to struggle and I had to work for it and I understand the value of it. So mental health is kind of the same thing. Like, yes, depression and anxiety can be difficult to live with, but ultimately they get you to work on yourself, which is like something a lot of people just don't do. People roll through their lives doing whatever they want. They don't think about consequences or how other people are impacted or whatever. But I have the benefit of knowing that my actions do affect people and reach far beyond myself. And something as simple as depression, it gets you to work on that, and work on yourself. So anyway, that's my pitch. And I'm resisting the urge to make a joke about anything off color, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just a good dude. That would be my pitch. Just a good dude. Struggles sometimes, but ultimately is a good dude. Finally, we have a hacksaw. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. I'm so pleased that we got the hacksaw. That's like a huge thing. So what we can do is rip these quarter panels off and get rid of this Franken-Car look thing we got going on. So let's yank these quarter panels. I'm not sure if it shows the tires underneath or if it's just the... We can leave this windshield on, right? Or if it will just show the frame, or if it'll show the tires and stuff. It does show the tire. It looks kind of silly, but that's fine. I see those frames are different as well in their shape. Yeah, look at these tires. It's a bit, they just look small, I think, for the size of the vehicle. Might just be the way the vehicle is oriented. I don't know. Anyway, that's good news. What that means is that we can now use these as interior tiles instead of being just a frame against a frame. It can be something of value, like those cargo carriers. I don't know if we're going to be able to make enough cargo carriers to fill our vehicle. They just require so much cordage. Like, I think in order to make one cargo carrier, we would need to like pull ropes off of like 30 car seats. How many do you require? 20 short ropes. Yeah, it would require 20 seats. We would have to go around and strip 20 seats of short ropes just to make one cargo space, which is just so much. It's so much. So again, we crafted for about 21 hours and we only gained about 10%. I don't even remember what it was before. Was it 23 or 24%, something like that? We gained very little percentage towards this proficiency. I would expect for the time investment that we put in for us to be better than this. Like 30% is very low for someone who at this point has probably spent 50 hours blacksmithing. I would expect you to be better at this by now. Like 50 hours is a really long time to do something. Like, think about it. If you invested, I mean, we're all gamers, right? If you're watching this, you're probably a gamer. If you put 50 hours into a game, you probably have a good grasp on it and are pretty good at it. So I'm a little surprised that we're so low percentage-wise. I'm actually pretty genuinely disappointed about that, because I would like to do more crafting and blacksmithing in the future. And it's not nothing, right? We crafted, where are you? Metal arm guards. So that's one thing that we smith. We made a steel spear, which, even though we were only making, like, I think it's only a steel spear point. I don't think the whole thing is steel. It doesn't matter. The crafting, I don't think, counts towards that at all. We made a hacksaw. We made a variety of metal forging tools. We made an anvil, a crucible, or a chisel, tongs, and a swage and die set. All of those would be presumably blacksmithing. Maybe they don't count. Maybe tongs and stuff. No, you count as blacksmithing. Chisel, also blacksmithing. The swage and die set did, I believe. And then what was the other thing? Anvil? Maybe the anvil. Also blacksmithing. So we've crafted 6 or 7 items with blacksmithing and put in several days worth of work, and we've only gained 30%. That just seems so low to me. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe there's something I'm missing or something simple. I don't know. But I don't like it. I don't like it. So we'll slap the quarter panels on the outside here. These would be the front connector. Let me think about it. So up and left, this one. And that should look a lot better. Oh, that's taking a long time. Oh, we're weary. I see, yes. That would be why it's so slow. Okay, so we shouldn't do this right now. We should be relaxing to recover from our weariness. And just keep eating cheese. Cheese is the path to, to obesity, apparently. That's what we need to put on some weight here. Have some more clean water. And we'll just eat cheese until we're full. Just like in real life. I actually don't eat that much cheese. Not a huge cheese guy. Sometimes. I like pepper jack. Pepper jack is like the only cheese that I eat. Swiss cheese is fine. Anyway, I think we'll go to bed here. Actually, let's call the episode. Everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here for my pitch on why you should date me. And yeah, I'll be back with more Cataclysm content in the near future. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.